Now, there's a lot of people, and they want to talk about certain stories and what happened, all right? And a lot of people don't know about creating time travel deals with O and on and on. And some of those deals involve people killing each other. Now, they put a sign on what they would call Kahyeen, and a lot of people wondered what that would be. And obviously the sound is what they call oat. Like, you know, like when people eat their cereals? So they placed what they will call an oat upon them. Now, so they wouldn't be murdered because they got scared. Now the question is, did they carve the oat into them or not? And the interpretation of what an oat is. Now, for some of these, the ancient symbol might have just been a simple X. The other people might have had an X with a circle. But it's different ways of making video games. If you notice, what could possibly be the oat symbol in different video games. Don't forget, if you take a look at ancient Hebrew, you'll notice another symbol, the circle with a cross in it. Take a look at the Greeks. Their symbol isn't as sloppy as the other ones. There's a correlation. And then you take a look here. You can also see a circle with the X in a specific type of video game. But through time travel, in order to create the chop shops and everything else, in order to process everything, they might have had to trick people into what an oat is. And sometimes, once they get those oats upon themselves, it's a way to open the gates of oblivion into other video games. So it's all about tricking them into certain sounds from the original contract in order to build some of the best stuff, the stuff you couldn't imagine, the horrors that lie within the gates of oblivion. And look, what would they place upon them so that they wouldn't be judged? An oat. So they would have had to have been willing to get cuts in their flesh, obviously, or some sort of trinket that would be placed upon them. So they had to be very careful about what they were going to do. And the original warning about not having cuts in the flesh probably is in Leviticus. Now, remember, they would have to get cuts in their flesh, and then they'd have to pretty much suck off whatever name or guy that made the system up. There was a warning made so that people wouldn't get sucked into video games through their conversations, because some of this stuff is operating off verbal contracts. Possibly suggestion, things can happen. The first part of the process is them getting the cuts in their skin, because I've seen where people they get the cuts in their skin, they pray to the dead, and then they're gone in the head. Couldn't agree to those terms and conditions. Don't agree to those terms and conditions. But a warning was made for people, and they can always take the warning serious.